Welcome, y'all. This is long overdue. This is Amazonian Treasure with Spiritual Bootcamp. I'm excited about this information I'm getting ready to give y'all. And this segment is going to be called Michelangelo, the Creation of Adam. We're going to be on this video, on this channel, we're going to have multiple episodes breaking down old texts and translating the information to you. This picture derived from the Sistine Chapel when Michelangelo drew the creation of Adam, and also it was a picture that was the Judgment Day as well. So all of those pictures coincided with each other, and they have deeper meaning. So I'm kind of translating this off of an art piece, and also adding the scientific portion of it, the physical, and the spiritual. And I'm pretty sure y'all have heard about this picture. This is the picture that was on top of the roof of the Sistine Chapel. He went through so much struggle just to produce this picture. It was a hard, trying time for him. But I want to break down a couple of things, and I'm going to tell you about his story so you can understand him more. With this new shift is we're shifting into improving our body and our health. But I need y'all to understand the importance of our health and how we came to be, and why melanin folks or people that has high concentrated melanin in their skin, why they're important, and how Adam and Eve has brought to light the information. Oh yeah, and I forgot how I came up with this. I had a dream, and it was so crazy. It was just the portion, as you can see right here, with God touching Adam's hand right there. That's the only part that I seen was the hand, and God came to me in that way because He know I love art, and He knew I would pick up on it and do my research on it. So I'm very excited about this because the shift is amazing, and the information I gained was wonderful. For the ones that don't know these medical terms that I'm mentioning, I encourage you to look them up so that you can follow along the segment, because you're going to need that information in order to understand where I'm coming from and how this translates to you. For many years, 666 has been viewed as evil. They have different concepts of what this is. But 666 is 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons. This is the formula consistent of making melanin, or our DNA. Now that we got that out the way, to create a complex living organism, a superhuman, what would it be? What is the secret ingredient, the special sauce? It lies within us, melanocytes. Melanocytes is a melanin producing cell. The epidemians, African American and Indians descendants, have higher levels of carbon. Carbon is the main component that acts as a glue. Carbon is one of the only known organic molecules that can bond with multiple different atoms. That shows that our DNA in itself is adaptable and evolves naturally. That's why when we mate, our genes are very dominant. This is what makes us special. This is why we are widely studied. From the beginning of time in homeophase, we was the fastest adapting living organism. We have adapted and changed with the environment. Because we are literally of the earth, different natural selections our genes have been able to overcome. We have been running off disruptive selection, hence the chaos of competition. Instead of working together, hence the word race, keeping us stagnant with the beliefs that comes with it. It's designed to keep us small. It's time to transition into a race we create for ourselves, being better, challenging ourselves. I'm going to give you a little background information of Michelangelo. Michelangelo lived a very hard life, but maintained. He was torn between the old ancient world and Christianity. He lived in the opposing world. Michelangelo had a task, a mission to fulfill. Not noticing the trial and tribulation he had to endure will lead him to one of the greatest art pieces of all time. At the Sistine Chapel, the odds or the design was meant for him to fail, also a form of punishment for leaving. Michelangelo was a rebel by nature, viewed as an unstable, psychotic, uncontrollable anger, but he was a genius and truly gifted. His way of doing his art was unorthodox because he studied human remains to get the symmetry right on his art. He was also outcast and mistreated because his approach to life was different. As Michelangelo was, we was labeled barbaric and lacked structure because of the way we choose to live. Our thought process is unorthodox in their eyes. We was outcast, torn between the old way of life and adjusting to the new world. But why are we widely studied? Why is everything we create is duplicated or stolen? Because the system was designed to keep us small. We are sought after. Why are all the plasma centers posted near poverty level areas? We are targeted with food stamps, even healthcare. We bring the revenue without a need. How can there be a gain? We are the only race dependent on others' resources. The takeover was implemented years ago, dating back to 1587, is when the Britain invaded North America. We was living off a bartering system. Once currency was introduced, it made us vulnerable. Hence the phrase saying money is the root of all evil. Dates such as 1751, they created the first hospital founded by Benjamin Franklin. 1765, George Morgan, first medical school. 1847, AME, American Medical Association, was founded. 1862, Lincoln made Charles M. Wetherill to serve as a head of Food Drug Administration, known as FDA. In 1887, one-room lab on Staten Island to conduct disease research, National Institution of Health, NIH. This is when they begin to study us and conduct research on us, and also a lot of unorthodox practices was taking places during this time. This information will not be widely known to others. If you know, you know. In 1895, National Medical Association, known as NMA, was created to represent African Americans, physician and health professionalism in the United States. The fact that they have 1895 shows you that my research is real and I'm on point with what I'm saying. And these are the people that help with the takeover. These are the people that y'all look at as dominant in the rough. They have set the foundation for us to live good. No, they set the foundation for them to live good. We were never a part of their initial plans. Well, in a sense, yes, because they would have to gain the revenue on us by tricking the race and stealing things. This was the foundation of when they first started to do the takeover and to take control over everything. From our food with the FDA, that's our food, which has the benefits with the herbals and all that. Our medicines, they control it with the FDA. Everything has to go through them to get approved. And these are the people that we call, some of them that's our founding fathers for certain things, but they really were here to take over. Some of these cruel acts in history has been hidden because they don't want us to know. And due to that, the information has been lost to a lot of massacre of our beings. We have yet to escape slavery. Yet we physically escape, but our mind haven't. We were ambushed from the start. Forced to adapt to a way of life we were conditioned. Our mind has been abducted by being distracted by electronics. This is the age of technology, but things has to balance out. As the frequency rises and we become aware, they have to give the information purposely hidden from us. So please be aware, do your research. Even if you listen to this video, still do your research outside of me so that you can get a better understanding. Pretty much this was the plan from the get-go, to take over and to condition us. And it has worked so far. Even with work, that's a modern day form of slavery, which most people already know that. This is also the picture that was joined with the creation of Adam. This is the Judgment Day picture that Michelangelo created. They wanted him to take this down because they did not like the depiction of the picture and what it represented. As you can stay up on there at the top of the picture, you can see a throne and someone is looking down upon the beings, going through Judgment Day. But yeah, Michelangelo later came to paint Judgment Day, the Judgment Day picture, which is a message from the one sitting in the high places, or in the public, or even the ones that know the information but fail to share it to their fellow men. Wasting air or your time. Your time clock is winding down. And the funny part about it, the race they outcast and oppress is the very race they need their special sauce to keep their genetics alive. The environment is constantly changing and adapting. Do you have the special sauce to endure that? One thing they can't take, Their tricks and tactics are getting old, and it's happening in the same way every time. We are rising in vibration. And this is a message for the ones that sit in the higher places. You will be judged accordingly. This is also for the people that knows the information but does not share it. You will get judged accordingly because you're not helping your fellow men get out of the dark and creating a better life for them, or helping to create a better life as a whole. We're like the shepherd and they're the sheep. We have to take care of them and give them the nutrient. In the picture depicted in the Michelangelo creation of Adam, it shows in there a couple of interesting things. This is not the exact picture. The one at the beginning would be the exact picture. But let me read this. This will be the breakdown of the Adam of creation. Creating human life, some says it's a uterus or a brain that's surrounding the angels and God. But the overall concept I see is something being birthed, rather if it's through a uterus or a brain. A manifestation is taking place. The things they have in common is they give birth. You can be pregnant in spirit and birth new ideas, manifesting a new reality, not being conformed to those beliefs that we are not enough, or that we are animalistic or barbaric, or we can't achieve anything. The very thing that keeps us in the dark is fear. Fear of our own power, what we could become, and how others perceive us and view us. We have the ability to create ourselves anew, only if we accept. We were designed to follow a systematic approach that has not worked for years. Are we willing to create a new reality that has no boundaries or words condemning us to fail? In the picture, God reaches his hand out to Adam to accept the help with the help of angels and different entities to access us along the journey. Oh, my bad, y'all. I meant to say to assist us along our journey. It's the choice of free will. You have to choose to go on this journey and openly accept that challenges come with life. It's meant for growth and understanding. Will you connect with divine to birth something new? So in this picture, I see like that. The picture that was depicted first. I feel like that it's showing that he's reaching out to Adam, but if you notice, they have not touched hands yet. That comes with free will, and that goes back to Adam and Eve. And two, and I wanted to tell y'all as far as too, I'm going to interview a couple of people as well that knows deeper information about this knowledge, and also people that got a different standpoint in the medical field, different people that comes from different backgrounds that has knowledge amongst this information that I am sharing y'all, so that y'all can get it from different people's perspective as well. But yeah. I feel like also this is showing us waking up to our higher conscience and accepting the help and being in tune with birthing something new, creating ourselves anew. It's time for a change and a shift into our reality in our race. We are powerful, but we have limited beliefs, and that's keeping us small. And we have the genes in us to be able to progress, but we're not trying to do that because we're so focused on competition. Now we're going to break down the scientific meaning behind it. Atom is a wordplay on atom, like the actual physical atom, our DNA. In the Bible, it said God took a rib from Adam, representing ribosomes. We are created in God's image from the ribosomes, so he took his DNA that he made Adam out of and put it into Eve. If I'm saying it right, I think I'm saying it right. He took the ribs out of Adam and put it into Eve, and that represents in the scientific terminology ribosomes. Ribosomes is an intercellular structure made of RNA proteins. The ribosomes read the RNA sequence and translate that genetic code into a specific string of amino acids, which grows into a large chain that folds to form proteins. Located in let me make sure I don't execute it, endoplasmic reticulum, and nuclear envelope. Carbon is what makes our genetics make our genetic makeup. The carbon is one of the complex organism molecules that can bond with multiple atoms, hence the name atom. Carbon also helps with the amino to make proteins, carbohydrate, things our body needs for energy. God took Adam DNA and made another human called Eve. They were created as equal parts, hence the name representing even. and known as a woman womb because we have a womb, hence the name source of life. And like I told y'all, if y'all don't know these medical terminologies, make sure you look it up as you're looking at the video. You even have to backtrack to follow along. Make sure you get this information. This information is important to our race. I don't care if you do anything else with it. Make sure you get this information. Like I said, I don't do these for likes or friends and stuff like that. The stuff that I'm doing is oddly different from what most people do. But I want y'all to get this information and use it and apply it to y'all life so y'all can understand yourself better and how we played a major part in our race, the demise of our race, really, and how we let someone come in and destroy everything that we built. Now we're in the segment of the spiritual meaning, health and food. Let's break this down. The vessel can be translated to health and spiritual symbolism. The FDA, during 1862, after the takeover of the native lands, the British took control of our foods, controlling our medicines, which are extracted from herbals. The food has been tampered with, and we've been having constant recalls. They say that they are going through certain levels to make sure the food is safe. Do you really trust the food that you are intaking? Our food has been contaminated and replicated. We only evolved due to consumption. And that goes back to with us having seedless fruits. When were we able to grow fruits without seeds? Just pay attention to your environment. The example, the food chain. We are what we eat. We adapt and change due to the intake of food. They say that animals evolved due to heterotrophic protists that forms colonies. A protist is a single cell that evolves as it consumes, becoming specialized and interdependent. As we integrate with other races, receiving the knowledge, we can begin to grow as a whole. If we lack the food, which translates into knowledge, we begin to starve and die off. Same as Eve and Snow White. Snow White took a bite of the apple. Snow White represents the vessel and the seven dwarfs as the seven chakras. If you look into the movie deeply, she was developing her skills in cleansing and cleaning her house, a representation of a vessel. She was detoxing and cleansing her spirit. But why is it that this symbolism of an apple has brought us trouble? When Snow White bit the poisonous apple, she went into a deep slumber, representing the unconscious, being lost, and Eve was cast out the garden. They both were influenced and convinced by a bad influence to go against their better judgment, which is the higher conscience. Are you also taking a bite of the poisonous apple? What are you feeding your vessel? What knowledge are you feeding your body? It is time to take back control of your life and feed ourselves the proper nutrients so we can adapt and change. We have the special sauce within us. Will you use it, or will you hold yourself stagnant because you do not believe in yourself? As we rise in frequency, we're starting to develop skills and waking up to our powers and the things that is hidden within us. This right here is a graph just so y'all can look at it and be able to see how life translated and how we came, literally proof right here in my school. I took a screenshot of this, that we literally came from the water. We literally came from the ocean. And as you see it, the rise onto the next step as mammals. So I do want y'all to do your research and look into that. But like I always say, be better than you was yesterday.